Hello and welcome to episode 93 of Fergo and the Freak. I'm that bloke from Rugby League Project, Andrew Ferguson. You can find me on Twitter at AndrewRLP. And joining me as always is League Freak, who you can find on Twitter at League Freak. How you going there, mate?
I'm going very good, Andrew. We're doing another late night podcast. And no off season for us. We're powering through this.
That's right, because it's come to our attention, thanks to the NRL, that they need us to fill out their State of the Game survey, which has come out today.
Yeah, and without our input, I mean, what is it, the NRL even? It's just like no one's watching it.
That's right. And look, it's nice of them to do this tokenistic bullshit where they put out a poll like this to make it look as if they actually care about the public's opinion when it's actually just for you or me to do.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, it makes a bit of a difference from them listening to idiots in the media like Phil Gould and Phil Rothfield, hey?
And Paul Crawley.
And Paul Kent.
Yeah, I put Crawley a bit higher up. Because he seeks Paul Kent's approval all the time, so Kent must be graded higher.
Is this an idiot scale?
It is an idiot scale.
I feel like we got another episode coming up.
I'm wondering whether on the idiot scale, whether 0 is idiot or whether 10 is idiot.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say that I would make 10 full-blown idiot, and then like 0 would be somebody that's actually pretty smart about the game. Like you or me, we'd be 0.
See, I was thinking you could have 0 could just be starting off at someone who licks windows.
All right.
And then you work your way up to 10.
Would 10 be?
No, 10 would be Paul Crawley.
Like
you look at the scale of window licking to Paul Crawley. That's your range.
Yeah, like 10's a functioning idiot.
Yeah. Anyway, without any further say or do, the 2019 Telstra Premiership State of the Game survey. Yeah. So, we're going to get right into this.
Yeah,
Freaky hasn't seen this yet.
Yeah, we're going to do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. As always, why not? Mm-hmm. So, I'll click the OK button, and away we go. Question 1, State of the Game. What is your gender?
Hang on, let me look. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a male.
Did you check that both of, my boys were there?
All 3 of them.
There you go. Number 2, what range includes your age?
What a stupid way to put it. Why didn't they put how old are you?
Well, you got to get those window lickers out of the way early.
Yeah.
That'll stump them there.
Okay.
Number 3, which NRL Premiership club do you support?
Okay.
Parramatta.
I'm going for the mighty Penrith Panthers.
Number 4. Oh, we're actually getting to something about rugby league here.
Oh,
how many games did you watch during the 2019 Telstra Premiership season? How come all is not an option?
Yeah, they've got almost all. How many games are in a season? Isn't it 300?
No, 201 including the grand final.
Okay. So, it's weird that they go up to 150. It's like 150 or more, almost all. What did you click? Did you watch almost all of them?
Yes.
Yeah. I reckon I probably missed.
I was going to say, if I was an NRL journalist, I'd say less than a tenth of a game.
Remember when Ruan Sims gave the Dally points for a game that was on at the same time she was playing?
Yeah, that was still better than anything that Paul Crawley would do.
Yeah, true.
Number 5. We're flying through it at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick episode if we get this up.
How do you rate the standard of football overall in the 2019 Telstra Premiership season? Excellent, good, average, or poor? Ooh. I'm going to go with a comfortable good. I don't think it was excellent.
If I could, I would pick between good and excellent, so I'm going to go good. I thought it was really good football. I think it was let down by a few bludger games. But, I mean, you can't go through a season without them games. They're just going to happen.
It was let down by the Gold Coast, the Dragons, and sorry to say it, but for big chunks of the season, Penrith and Newcastle being trash.
And the Warriors too.
Yeah,
Like some of them Warriors games you'd watch, it was just so frustrating to watch.
the Warriors were horrible.
Mm.
The Tigers, though, were consistently solid at ninth. You got what
Yeah.
you asked for there.
They just hold up the whole season, don't
They're like the baseline that you can work from. They'll always give you ninth, and then it's up to everybody else to sort the shit out from there.
they? Pretty much. I think they're going to be ninth next year too.
Oh, it's a lock.
Yeah.
Number 6. To what extent do you believe that the Telstra Premiership is currently delivering continuous and free-flowing football? Is that what they should be aiming to do? That's an interesting question.
That is a good question. Your question is better than their question because, like, if we want to have it just free-flowing football, is that what we want out of rugby league? I don't know. I feel as though if they had a few less stoppages, and it's mostly for the, any time a player, breaks a nail, they're stopping the game now. I think if we got rid of them, I'd be pretty happy with where the game was at in terms of how it flows. I don't want it to just be touch footy.
No, that's the thing is that I don't know that we need a game that is consistently continuous that doesn't stop. And the reason why is not so much about the touch footy thing, while that is actually a genuine concern. I agree with you on that one. It also means that it will lead to clubs finding new and inventive ways to slow the game down. So you think the wrestle's bad now, you wait until they try and make it continuous, free-flowing football. The wrestling will be absurd.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think when we had unlimited interchange, you had a lot of running from dummy half. And I guess
pretty much took the halves out of the game completely.
Yeah, it become very forward oriented, a lot of back row stuff. So yeah, like I tend to like where the game's at right now. Like I really like where the game's at. I think that there's a couple of little things I tweak about it, but nothing huge at all. I tend to like where it is. So I'm going to, instead of doing strongly agree, because I would get rid of the stoppages in play for everyone that breaks a nail, I would just go agree.
Yeah, I'm going with agree as well. All right, question 7. To what extent do you believe that the Telstra Premiership equally rewards skill and power on the field?
That's an interesting question. I would strongly agree with that.
Yeah,
because
I think it's got the balance right between the two.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you think of someone like you have a Talmalolo, who is like the most powerful player in the game right now. But it doesn't stop the skillful players having their say. I mean, some of the most devastating things we've seen this year are like short passes and things like that. Good kicking games and, catch high over everyone else. So, yeah, I think the balance is pretty good.
And even things like the one-on-one strips, which, let's be honest, Josh Hodgson perfected that first and better than anyone else. That's an absolute brilliant piece of skill there as well, which is changing games on the air. That was brilliant. I like that.
Yeah, same here.
Next one's going to be tricky. You've got to do a bit of ranking from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Each of the following aspects of Telstra Premiership matches, it's almost like they're putting in SEO terms here.
Yeah.
In terms of what you find most entertaining. So you've got expansive ball movement, line breaks, unstructured attack, long-range tries, i.e. scored from outside the 20-metre zone, and offload/second phase play.
That's a really good question.
So one is the one that you enjoy the most, and 5 is the one you enjoy the least most.
Okay. Oh, man, because I love all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, so if you go from the thing you enjoy the least and go up, I would guess...
offloads is the least exciting thing there for me.
See, to me, I love it when there's an offload out the back, but it's like, how do you cut an offload like an offload leads to unstructured attack. I don't know how to break it down.
Yeah.
It's very
What is an example of unstructured attack?
Anything that
anything that the Dragons score a try off.
The New Zealand Warriors since 1995.
Anything where Parramatta scores a try which didn't involve Mitch Moses kicking to a corner.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh shit. Anything the West Tigers did when Benji Marshall wasn't on the field.
Ooh. That would come under the title of fluke, I believe.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Anything where the Bulldogs scored points.
Yeah.
Anything where Ash Taylor didn't do something that caused the ball to go to the ground. That's definitely unstructured.
Yeah. Oh jeez. This is great. All right. Okay, so like, how can you say that you like any of these less? This is very strange. Okay, let's.
You know what? I'm going to put expansive ball movement at 5, offload at 4.
Yep.
Unstructured attack at 3.
Okay.
Long range tries at 2, and line breaks at 1. That's me done.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Hang on, I'm just doing it now. So I've got the thing I like the most is expansive attack, I guess, because I love it when you see a team like the Storm and they put their back line out and they do it this beautiful slick back line play where no one actually gets touched and like the winger goes in on the corner untouched, and it's like, oh man, you can't stop them when they're like that.
Yeah.
Then I would say next thing I like is unstructured attack, which is the complete opposite, when crazy shit happens and the ball gets thrown out the back and all this stuff, and that's incredible.
Well, that was Penrith under Anthony Griffin.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just
that was good to watch.
Toss it around and see what happens.
Yeah.
Then I would say I'm going to have long range. Okay. Then I'm going to have. Hang on. Then I'm going to have second phase play as my third favourite.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to have line breaks as my fourth favourite, and my fifth favourite is long range tries. But I love all of them, but that's how I've been forced to do it.
Yes. I'm wondering why they've asked that question. As far as, as part of a state of the game thing, are they thinking about trying to tweak rules so as to cater to one of those more than the other? And if so, don't.
Yeah, just leave it. All right, what's the next one?
We sound like parents talking to a teenage boy who's just found his genitals for the first time. Leave it alone.
Yeah, stop it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
In 2019...
You can't get a mop and bucket.
In 2019, there was a significant decrease in the total penalties awarded by referees. I'll just quantify this for a section. The reason why is because 2018 saw possibly the highest number of penalties blown by referees since 1992. I did some number crunching a while back, and it was, if it wasn't the most, it was one of the 3 highest of since 92. So pretty hard not to see a significant decrease.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree that the revised officiating philosophy, placing more emphasis on allowing the game to flow, led to a better product on the field? I don't like what this question's asking me to say.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I was not opposed to the referees blowing more penalties in 2018 because the end result that they had in mind there was cleaning up the ruck.
Yep. And
now we've got this half-assed thing that's going on that the referees have been put into to try and allow the game to flow, where some infringements get penalised and some don't. And for the life of me, I can't see how that's a better situation or that's something good.
Yeah, and like if I'm watching a game and the two teams are getting penalised like crazy because they deserve it, it just is the game that I'm watching. Like it's the player's fault. It's not the referee's fault. And it's not up to the referee to go, Well, these two teams are breaking the rules the whole game, and to make it a good spectacle, I'm just going to ignore it. Like, you can't do that. But I feel like this question is leading. It's like I can imagine someone sitting down with a spreadsheet, Mr. Annesley, and saying, "Oh, they like it when you don't call penalties. Maybe you should call less penalties."
Yeah. So I don't like what it's trying to corner me into doing here.
I'm going to do neither agree nor disagree because they can piss off. They're not getting an answer out of me for that one.
Yeah. Cop a bit of impartiality.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, because it's a state of the play survey, I'm wondering what the agenda is behind each bloody question.
Yeah. I feel like they're going to crunch the numbers and then say, "Oh, you know what they really want? They want it like touch football. They love free flowing play." And it's like, I don't think so, man.
If you're listening, NRL, my answer to that question is let the referees call the penalties as they see fit.
Yep. I agree.
If the media doesn't like it, the media can go and get stuffed because they're not the ones out there officiating the games.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Simple. Number 10. In 2019, there was a significant increase in the number of one-on-one steals in the tackle. Do you believe this has been a positive change?
100% yes.
Agreed.
I think it's fantastic. I think that it is another contest for the ball. I love the tactic that everyone comes out of the tackle and there's one player left and he rakes the ball out one-on-one. And if you stuff it up, there's a penalty for it, and I like that as well. It's like, I like anything that's a new tactic in the game. I like anything that changes the way the game has to be played, but it's within the rules. So I liked it.
Yeah, it's kind of a modern reimagining, I guess, of the old hooker being able to strike at the ball, to play the ball.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And like at times I think, how many games did we see where you thought, okay, this team's going to just play it safe, kick downfield and something, and they turned the ball over because it was stolen, and all of a sudden the game is like red hot again. Like, I really like it.
Yeah, I'd argue that Canberra's mastery of the one-on-one strip is what helped get them into the grand final.
Yeah, and it's
just took the momentum away from their opposition more often than not.
Yeah, and you had to make sure you secured the ball. You couldn't just be throwing it out the back and having a loose carry because you were going to get done for it by the Raiders. So, yeah, I really liked it.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Do you believe there should be fewer scrums in the game if the rules catered for this? Hell no.
Yeah, no, I think that, we don't see too many scrums these days, and there's nothing wrong with them. They sort of, I don't see any problem with the scrum. So, yeah, I'd pick no as well.
See, there's this constant crowing by a lot of dinosaurs saying, "Oh, the scrums are shit and they're useless because, they're not real scrums anymore. There's no pushing us and stuff." And you go, who cares? The purpose that the modern scrum has now is two. There's two purposes. Okay, one is you get one tackle where a whole heap of slow lumbering players are out of the way and all the speedy blokes get to have a play with the ball for a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is it's a legal break in the game where a lot of the big blokes can have a breather, which means they have their breather there instead of trying to find unique ways to slow down the game elsewhere. Like, I've got cramps, or putting on bloody, tackle holds and wrestle holds and shit like that.
Yeah, or I skinned my knee.
I skinned my knee? On that.
Yeah, I have no problems with it. I think it's weird that anyone... the thing about the scrums, everything has been tried in rugby league over its history in terms of what we do with the scrums, and trial and error has led us to this moment that we have now with the scrums. And it's been that way we have the scrums we have now, and they've been this way for a very long time and for a very good reason. And I think that it's almost like, people are forgetting why we change from it. And I've got no problems with the scrum still being part of the game. They serve a purpose, and it's not a huge purpose, but there's no reason to get rid of them.
No, I fully agree. Would you support restarting play with a play the ball or tap kick rather than a scrum for minor infringements, e.g. knock-on forward passes? No, don't change the rules.
Yep, no, I agree. Don't change the rules. The rules are fine. Game's good.
Because all that's going to happen if you go start changing the rules and stuff like that, the first time in round one, when there's a knock on and they just do a handover,
Mm-hmm.
there'll be heaps of boneheads on social media going, what happened to the scrum? Why are they getting rid of this great thing that, it's been in our game since 1908 and blah, 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 blah. People find a reason to whinge about it. Don't go making unnecessary changes for no reason. That's not going to do anything to enhance the game in any way.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. 13. Currently, following a missed penalty goal attempt which goes dead in goal, play restarts with a 20-metre dropout. Would you support the non-kicking team restarting play with a 20-metre tap kick following a missed penalty goal which goes dead in goal? Why?
Hang on, I don't understand. Restarts. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I think the current rule is fine.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. It's like, and that's one of those rules in the game that I really like. You know, the thing that they just need to stop messing with rules. The rules of rugby league right now are beautifully balanced. They're really beautifully balanced, and it's allowing different styles of teams in the NRL. And I don't want them. It seems like every time they really change the rules to try and make something happen, we see everyone end up playing the same. And everyone's not playing the same right now, and I really like that.
Agreed. Plus, that's just fiddling with the rule for the sake of fiddling with rules.
Yeah, that's someone justifying their job, Mr. Annesley.
Yeah, that's of zero purpose, Mr. Annesley. Would you support more interventions by the bunker if it meant getting more decisions correct? I'll tell you what I'd support is referees being allowed to officiate the game as they see fit instead of being told that they've just got to call the obvious ones. Thanks, Mr. Philip Gould.
I wish they called the game in real-time speed like Andrew Johns wants them to do instead of however he's watching the game. I'd love to know what speed he's watching the game with. I've made my feelings about the bunker pretty clear. If it was up to me, the bunker would really only be there for grounding in goal. I think less use of technology is a good thing, and I think the purity of the contest and the human element is, I think especially as we go on in time and everything becomes technology and measuring and all this sort of stuff, I think that sport is going to go back to being like, it's the purity of humans just making mistakes. We're going to enjoy that more in time.
I'm going to say no here, purely because it means less work for Graham Annesley. Because I think that's what that one's all about. So all people said, yes, that means I get to do more. I can have a longer show every Monday morning on the bunker and stuff like that. Oh, he's rubbing his hands together with glee.
He's going to get a second bloody, what's it called? Them PowerPoint projectors.
Yeah, he'll have 2.
3 screens and stuff like that, He'll
probably even have an assistant just with one of those red laser pointers pointing to him. And you'll say, next slide, please. And someone else will have to look after that. Yeah, so no, Graham, you're not going to get another toy. Go away. 15. Would you support the introduction of new technology to help bunker officials determine offside from kicks in point-scoring situations? You know what? I don't care either way if they bring that in. I can see the purpose of it, but at the same time, I don't think there's been that much call for it. Like, how many times have we seen the bunker get someone onside or offside wrong? I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't really think of it. Look, I've said that I think that there should be a way to do it with all the camera angles and stuff like that. They should be able to do it. And if they can put a line on the field and it makes the decision quicker, maybe that'd be a good thing. But at the same time, I don't sit down to watch a game of footy to see some guy in a bunker somewhere, setting up his set square along the from the sideline to sideline. So
if we're honest, we already have the technology currently in place for dealing with this, and it's people on Twitter using MS Paint on screenshots.
Yeah.
We don't need any more.
I love it when people send me like something will happen in a game, and they'll send me a picture that they took of their TV of something that's a still frame, and it's like, see what happened here, see, and it's like, that's not rugby league. That's a still frame.
Yeah, you say play it at normal speed.
Yeah, that's when I go play it at real speed. I'd like to know what speed Andrew Johns uses to watch the game.
Newcastle speed.
Oh yeah. So what are we saying here? What would you support technology? I'm going to go no.
I said no.
Oh, fucking eyeball it. That's your job. Use your fucking eyeball.
And they have been, and I would say when it comes to offsides, I'd say that the bunker has been absolutely nailing the offsides. Yep, I haven't seen them watch one yet, so it's fine as it is. Currently, drawn games during the regular season are decided by Golden Point. Would you support any of the following changes to the way drawn games during the regular season are currently decided? Maintain the existing Golden Point system. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mandatory 10 minutes of extra time. That's the only other one that's common sense.
Yeah.
First team to score a try wins. No.
Oh, my God.
That's the Matthew Johns option.
Yeah, that's where you could have CTE.
Yeah, he's been pulling his dick over that one for a few years now, and to be honest, it's getting tedious, and it's completely stupid.
It really, really is.
Each team should get the opportunity to possess the ball. What is this horse shit? No. Matches should be drawn after 80 minutes. I'm even fine with that.
I'm going to say no to that. I hate draws.
Yeah, I generally just don't give a shit either way. But for golden try and everyone needs to hold the ball, go away.
Phil, I love the thing about golden try. It's so stupid. It's so utterly stupid.
Yeah, it's just nonsense. Yeah. And you know what? Golden try already exists. It's in Golden Point.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, here's another Graham one. Would you support the game reintroducing the 5-minute sin bin for some offences? No. We can't be going backwards on punishments.
Yeah, okay? It's like we've got this problem, so let's make the punishments softer.
Yeah,
so stupid.
Because I can see what'll happen there is each game will just have a ton of 5-minute sin bins being used, and then everyone will be whinging about how there's too many usages of the 5-minute sin bin.
Yep,
and 100%. It will do nothing to help the game whatsoever. It'll
become a tactic.
Yep. All we need is, I'd say, if you want to change the sin bin, make it 15 minutes.
Yeah, I actually like the sin bin. I like the sin bins.
Yeah,
and I like penalty tries. They don't. They're fine, and they add something to the game, I reckon.
Yeah. The NRL's objective for introducing changes to the Judiciary Code in 2017 was to deliver a fairer and simpler system, using fines to ensure players would not miss matches for minor offences. Do you agree that the NRL has achieved this objective? I also don't like the way this has been structured because I hate the fines concept. Have done since day one.
Let me rephrase this one. We did good, didn't we? Didn't we? We did good. Say yes. Because at the end of the day, it has meant that players don't miss, games because of minor offences. But is that a good or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing.
Know. Yeah.
Because if a player is getting a softer sentence because of some stupid grubby crap they did on the field, let's say, for example, pulling someone's hair, that's not a good outcome.
That's a good point.
They should be suspended for the dumb minor things. It's the tiny minor offences that they're fining people for, which are the things which they should actually be getting suspended for, because those are the more intentional, grubby, shitty acts that they shouldn't be doing on the field in the first place. Tripping players, eye gouging players, pulling players by the hair. Seriously? Are we saying we really want that shit in the game?
That's a really good point, because I didn't think of it that way. I when it comes to, say you smack a player across the face and don't really hurt him too much, you definitely don't concuss him or something, but it's a it's high contact, and say you get some points out of that, I can see where you don't really want someone missing their game for that, right? But all of that other shit you just said, that intention, things you've got to do intentionally like that, ban them. Yeah. Just ban them. So
it adds nothing to the game, nor the player or their reputation. It's just completely pathetic horseshit.
So what do we do? Do you agree the NRL has achieved this objective?
I'm going to say strongly disagree.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, eh? I go with that one. Strongly disagree as well.
You failed, Graham, with your stupid fine system, you moron. I hate that thing so much.
Yeah, they really bugged it up this year with those eye gouging ones. That they were the worst ones.
They were. Do you agree that repeat offenders should be dealt with more harshly than first-time offenders? Yes.
Strongly agree.
Yep.
Especially if you're doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I can understand you can be really unlucky and get someone in a high tackle a couple of times. But when you start turning up for the third time, it's like, dude, you got a problem.
Yep. And the punishment should be much stronger for the second offence.
Mm-hmm.
Not just an extra week or two, but, they should be looking at going, okay, we need to look at doubling the punishment compared to the last time you were here, because obviously you didn't learn a good enough lesson the last time with the punishment we gave you.
Yeah, maybe they should scale up. Once your first one, you're a clean skin. Second one, it's like a normal, that's your normal thing. But once you get there for the third time for the same thing, it should scale right up.
Yep, double points.
Yeah, something like that.
Call it double demerits round.
Yeah, that would be great.
Do you believe the judiciary panel should only be made up of ex-players? Oh, it sounds like Graham wants to be on the judiciary as well.
Yeah, ex-player. No. No, I don't.
I think the judiciary should be made up of the best people possible.
Yes, I agree. And, I've never had a real problem with I think that the judiciary, when you look at the guidelines that they are applying to the offences, I think for the most part they do an outstanding job. And whenever there's an issue with a player not getting suspended for a certain amount of time or getting off with something, I think for the most part it comes down to the either the charge was wrong in the first place,
yeah,
or the wording of the rule has been, the lawyer for the player has found a way around it. And that's not on the judiciary panel itself. That's more on the law book.
Yeah, the judiciary gets, they get a lot of bad rap because of, as you're saying, like the match review committee not doing their job well enough.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where some of the issue lies. Is the match review committee. The other one lies in the punishment structure that the judiciary has to work with, such as issuing fines for eye gouges and garbage like that. I can't blame the judiciary for that. That comes down to an NRL structure they put in place and the match review committee not charging that offence heavily enough. The judiciary is hamstrung in both directions.
Exactly.
That needs to change. Would you support judiciary hearings being live streamed on NRL.com?
He really wants to be on there, doesn't he?
Increase transparency.
He wants it to be like Tuesday Night Live with Graham Annesley, and he's like, and here we go to the judiciary.
Welcome to the state of the Graham Annesley play survey. My God, Graham. Get your fingers out of the pie, son.
Exactly. Just get off. Get off.
Yeah, get off. Leave it alone.
Don't.
So
that's a
hell
hard,
no.
That's a hard no. Yeah.
That's a hell no. Do you consider wrestling to be a major issue in our game? Yes.
I don't.
I suppose actually major issue. Yeah. I don't know.
I think I've got no problems with it.
I've got one issue. I've got one issue with it, and it's only when it happens in the ruck. I don't mind when it goes on when you're trying to gain dominance in a tackle. But when the player's on the ground, that's it. Tackle should be completed. We still see players trying to put a player on their back or turn them around and do all this other weird shit. Just get off them once they've hit the deck. That's it. Tackle's over.
But is that a problem with the so-called wrestling tactics, or is that just the referee not blowing the penalty?
It's a bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
Because the referees were penalising that crap on the ground in the ruck at the start of last year, and then got told to stop doing that and let that shit go on. And I think they should get back into penalising that crap when it goes on too long, which is usually, if you can count to 3 when a player's on the ground and no one's off him yet, penalty.
Yeah.
Would you support any move to reduce the time trainers spend on the field during matches?
1,000% yes.
Absolutely. I'd actually, you know what they should do is accepting for the case where there's players with genuine injuries.
Yeah.
Trainers should only be allowed on the field, say, a set number of times. Make it 3 times per game.
Ooh.
They can only go out when they have to deal with an actual injured player. They can do that as often as they want. But other than treating an injured player, they're only allowed on 3 times. Just as a ballpark figure.
I would like to see how many stoppages there are in a game in which trainers can run onto the field and run water. Because if they come back and said, look, the number of stoppages that we have that trainers could then run on and give water to players is like, say, every 4 minutes. And I'm just making up a number. I don't know. Can't even guesstimate. But say it's every 4 minutes. That's fine. A player isn't going to be stuffed without water for 4 minutes. And that might mean that they allow a couple of extra trainers on the field during those breaks. But yeah, I think that we need to get them. We need to get and it's nothing against him. He's doing it within the rules, but we need to get rid of the Alan Langer trainer that goes in and is the, guiding the team around the park. We need to get rid of that.
Yeah. And the reason being is I want to get back to seeing the 13 versus 13 contest on the field, not having essentially the coach running around behind the players the whole time, telling them where to go, what to do, where they've got to be, what structure they've got to remember, what plays to run, all sort of crap. Get that out of there. Get it back to the contest between the players on the ground. And I think the best way to do is get that trainer off the field and get him out of their ear.
And I think with the trainer stoppages, I think if the trainer stops the play because the player is injured, that player has to leave the field, and it's an interchange.
Yep. And if a player is thirsty, then you've got substitutions you can bring on to replace that person and go have a drink.
Yeah. Like just run to the sideline, grab a drink. I know you're out of position, but, dude, you're the one that's dehydrated after a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like, be a bloody elite athlete. That's exactly if a marathon runner can run fucking 5Ks and then get a drink at the drink station, you can play a few more minutes.
Exactly right. Here's one where you have to answer yourself because I couldn't be bothered putting any solutions down.
Okay.
If you could introduce one rule innovation to make the game more unpredictable and entertaining, what would it be? Unpredictable, entertaining. I'd say everyone gets a hand grenade.
I would say we allow trying to think here. Yeah, I would allow a grizzly bear onto the field.
Each team gets a grizzly?
Ooh. That's a good question. Okay, no. Okay, I've got a better idea. Each team gets a grizzly bear, right?
Yeah.
And the captain of the team is allowed to decide randomly when the grizzly bear is released onto the field. Because if, say, you're attacking the line and you can't get through the defence, right? Like, say, in the grand final with the Canberra Raiders, imagine if they're attacking the line, all of a sudden, whoop, someone pressed the button, grizzly bear's out in the field. Now, all of a sudden, the friggin' Roosters players, they're watching the grizzly bear, seeing what he's doing, but they're also trying to stop the play. I think it would make it way more unpredictable.
It certainly would add to the unpredictability of the game. There's no doubt about it. Now, as far as entertaining, I don't know. See, I've got an alternative to the grizzly bear, and that is each team is allowed to bring on one retired referee.
Ooh, Graham loves this idea.
Imagine if Graham came out and he did a hit up, and then he got tackled by, say, Jason Tormalolo.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think that would be entertaining.
Okay, I've got another idea. How about this, right? Swap the grizzly bear with your team's mascot. So the Tigers release the tiger, the Panthers release the panther, the Roosters release a rooster, the Bulldogs release a bulldog. It's that it'd be great because like you could see the next expansion team would be like the swarm of bees, or
the bubonic plagues.
Yeah,
the Perth plagues come in.
Yeah, the Mongol horde, just things like that. It'd be great. That'd be brilliant. That'd make all the team names. Teams would change their names.
The Humula H bombs.
Yeah. The
Wow.
M1 Abram battle tank. It's one of them tearing ass upfield. This is a great idea. I like this. I like the bear though. I like bears. I like bear attack videos. I was searching for them yesterday, so I'm going to type this in. Each team is allowed to release a grizzly. Should I write grizzly or brown bear? They're the same thing basically. I'll write grizzly. Grizzly bear onto the field once per game at the team captain's discretion. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that one. Yeah.
I'm still unsure. Unpredictable and entertaining.
What if we allow some of the Viet Cong to set up traps on the field?
Booby trap the field?
Yeah. That'd be pretty good. What are those pitfall traps that they used to set up called?
And they put the leaves over the hole in the ground.
Yeah, they were called something.
Can't
remember. But yeah,
entertaining.
Something like that. What else would be entertaining?
Maybe when games are drawn.
Yeah.
Instead of having golden point, golden try, anything like that, they could just play Yahtzee.
No. Duck, duck, goose.
Duck, duck, goose.
I want to bring duck. I was such a good duck, duck, goose player. I would love to see it become part of the game.
You know what? I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Replace point with duck, duck, goose.
Tell me the game wouldn't be more entertaining if they added those two things: a grizzly bear, 2 grizzly bears a game, and duck, duck, goose for golden point.
Mate, I think we're under a winner here.
I wouldn't miss a game if I knew there was a grizzly bear coming out. I wouldn't attend a game.
Imagine if you're playing and it's golden point and both sides have got a grizzly bear and you've got to play duck, duck, goose.
So I like the way you're thinking. Do you hold back your grizzly bear?
One bear, he's going around playing duck, duck, goose, and then hits the other bear on the head for goose.
Yeah,
and you just have 2 bears running around the stadium.
And then you get the chance to train your bear as well. So, like, there would be a whole industry in rugby league about training the meanest bear. Oh, I'd really like this idea. I think we're onto a winner.
What is something new?
Yeah, a Kodiak bear too. You got to get the biggest one. And the reason I was thinking about a polar bear. I think a polar bear, they're different. They've got a different. They're just different, you know.
They've got a different temperament.
Yeah. Grizzly bears are fucking mean.
I can see what would happen here, and the Titans would get themselves a koala.
Probably. Yeah, they're like, oh, bear. You need any bear. You get the team that, like, the broke team, they could only get a black bear, you know, or a sun bear, something like that. The Roosters, they get like some sort of hybrid Kodiak / polar bear that's giant and mean. And they're like, they're not breaking the rules.
There's actually a robot made out of titanium.
Yeah.
Question 25. How many regular season matches should each team play? You get to choose between 15, 22, 23, 24, and 30.
100%. It should be 22 games.
Yeah.
100%.
They've even went to the effort of putting the word status quo next to 24.
Yeah, so I thought that meant 24 games and the band Status Quo turns up as well.
Oh, doing that crazy shit song they did for the Coles supermarket.
Yeah. What was that song?
Down, the prices are down.
Oh, how dare you.
That stupid red hand thing.
Yeah.
As they waved it, pointing it towards their own genitals.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I don't know why they kept pointing to that area for, but they were. Question 26. We're at the end of this turkey.
Yeah, excellent.
What is the optimal scheduling model for State of Origin? All games played on Wednesday night. All games played as standalone matches on weekends. Current model, Wednesday, Sunday standalone, Wednesday. And I'm going to say all matches should be played on weekends. It should be a Saturday with kickoff at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the weekend Origin matches as well. I don't mind the Wednesday ones. I think we can do that with rep rounds still involved in that. But yeah, I'm going to go for standalone as well. And then it's time to press done.
Done. Get those ideas up here, NRL.
Congratulations, you have won $10,000 in the NRL survey. Nah, I don't believe them. Click. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah. You can definitely see that they want to make some changes to the rules, and they want to be able to talk. They want to be able to point to that fan survey to justify it. And the other thing is, you can definitely see that Graham Annesley's there saying, "Ask them if they want me on TV more. Ask them if they want me on TV more. Go on."
Yeah, what more can I do? I want to do more stuff.
Mm.
I did call this on Twitter just a bunch of knee jerks requests, and it's all responding to essentially scrutiny from the media. A lot of it was horseshit. And yeah, Graham Annesley looking for more work when he's clearly overworked. They should say to Graham, mate, we do not need you to do any work on any day that starts with MTW.
Yeah.
Right. And the work we do want you to do, we don't want to see you and we don't want to hear you on any of the NRL's media outlets.
Yeah, I would give him a pencil and I'd say, Graham, your job is to push this. We're going to pay you handsomely for this. Just push this. We're giving you a corner office, but we want that door to be closed the whole time.
We do not want to see you. We will even put a urinal in your office. We do not want to see you.
Yeah. You can pick your urinal out.
Yep.
You know? But you do not come out of the office, and
you will not have any internet connectivity in your office either.
See, I would give him the internet.
No, I wouldn't.
He can do whatever he wants in that office. He can have some blinds in there.
If you give him the internet, guaranteed you'll find a way to create a social media account. You'll start doing shit about the referees on social media. I don't want that opportunity anywhere.
He'll end up with a burner like Fran.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, imagine that. All of a sudden he starts talking shit. That'd be great.
Graham Annesley's a great refs boss.
Just ask him.
Yeah.
At the moment, all he does is troll the actual refs.
He does, and it's bad trolling too.
It really is.
It's not even entertaining.
No.
I did see someone say that it should be called a cacophony of knee jerks, and I think that is absolutely brilliantly well put.
Maybe we should make that the title of the podcast that we're doing here, a cacophony of knee jerks.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
People will be like, what the hell is this all about?
So, to Smokey Joe on Twitter, thanks for that. That's a brilliant one.
Smokey Joe. The RLPA Awards were on tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, should we wrap that into this?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the NRL Players Champion was James Tedesco from the Sydney Roosters. The WNRL Players Champion was Jessica Surgis from the St George Illawarra Dragons. The Dennis Tuddy Award, I'm not sure what that one's about, but it went to David Gower from the Parramatta Eels. Do we know what that's for?
I think the Dennis Tuddy Award is for work within the RLPA.
Okay, excellent job there. Rookie of the Year was Payne Haas. Hard to disagree with that.
Yeah.
The Players 13 Dream Team. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
So we got at fullback James Tedesco. On one wing, we've got Sivo. At centre, we've got Latrell Mitchell. The other centre was Will Hopewadi.
Interesting. He did actually have a pretty good year, though.
Still, it's a bit of a weird one, don't you think?
It is. Who was better? This is the thing, is when I think of centres in Australia, I don't think that we've actually got that many that are standout, brilliant superstars when it comes to centre.
No, it's almost a position that's been tuned out a little bit.
Yeah, I'd probably say Josh Morris. I'd probably have ahead of Will Hopewadi, but
what about Bronson Sherry?
Yeah, he wasn't too bad.
Yeah, he had a good season. Anyway, the other centre was Daniel Tupou, which is a very good choice, I thought. He had a great season. 5'8" was Cameron Munster. The halfback was Dally Cherry Evans.
Yep.
The prop was Payne Haas. Hooker was Cameron Smith. The other prop was Josh Papali. The one of the second rows was John, what about me, Bateman?
Where's my extra cash?
Yeah, but putting his hand out. The other second row was Kenny Bromwich, which was pretty good. I think he had a really good season, probably the best of his career. And
definitely. He was big this year. I mean, he's always been one of those hard-working toilers that does his job bloody well in that side there. So it's about time he got some genuine props for his work.
It really is. And the lock forward was Jake Trebojevic, which is hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird, this one. The male academic player of the year was Russell Packer. Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. And the female academic player of the year was Vanessa Folakaki from the Sydney Roosters. The Indigenous Academic Excellence Award went to Josh Adokar from the Melbourne Storm, and the Pacifica Academic Excellence Award went to Jason Bukuya from the Cronulla Sharks, who actually played in the for the Newtown Jets in their grand final victory in the Canterbury Cup and the State Championship. So that was good. Oh, we've also got the Academic Team of the Year.
All right, this always tosses up a few surprises.
Oh. Okay. Academic Team of the Year. We've got, I'm just going to name the names. It doesn't look like they're actually in team form, but anyway. Vanessa Foliaki, who she was already named. Matthew Lodge, because he completed a diploma in business and is currently completing a Bachelor of Business at Swinburne University or Swinburne University. Swinburne, there we go. Obviously, I didn't complete one. James Tarmo.
Business. Business. Into business.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Well, he knows how to close the deal.
He's a tough negotiator.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, my goodness Christ. Oh, dear.
It's nice that he got an award at some point and had to turn down the Broncos captaincy, isn't it? Isn't rugby league wonderful?
It's fantastic.
James Tarmo, Will Hopewadi, Brett Morris, Daniel Alvaro, Tafoa Sipley.
Yep.
I never heard of him. Jamie Buhrer, who I can't believe he's still playing. Cohen Hess, he's currently doing a Master of Business Administration and completed a Diploma of Hospitality, Diploma of Business Management at CQU. I guess that's Central Queensland University.
Yeah.
Chanel Harris-Tavita, Keegan Hipgrave, Russell Packer, good old Rusty Packer, and Robbie Rocco. He's completed his Bachelor of Engineering at the University of New South Wales. So congratulations to all them fine people in the game and their achievements.
And Matthew Lodge.
And Matthew Lodge and Russell Packer.
Wow, wait. Well, it's good to know we've got some academically minded players there.
Yeah, they're not dopes.
No. No. Matthew Lodge, my goodness.
Hey, what do you think about this this stuff that's happening in Bali?
Yeah, so we had the video footage came out on social media last night of allegedly of Nelson Asafa Solomona laying to waste whatever happens to get him wave his haymakers on the streets in Bali. Now, apparently, the story goes that someone King hit his teammate Suliasi Vunivalu inside a bar, and security took them outside. Someone then coaxed Nelson Asafa Solomona into a fight. God knows why.
What an idiot.
He's only 17 foot tall and 350 kilos of muscle. I mean, yeah, that's a good idea.
And he basically, it was like watching a Hulk fuck up the Chitauri in the first Avengers movie. He was going nuts. It was fantastic. And they said that somebody was going to glass them. And so that's why he went into Hulk mode. And good luck to him. I got no problems with it. I think they should say, listen, next time don't go to Bali, but be on your way.
Yeah, I think I'd be disappointed, I guess, if that's the story that actually happened, that Nelson's protecting his teammate who got King hit, and those players had done nothing wrong. And he's come out and done that to try and look after his teammate. I would hate for him to get punished in any way for that behaviour. And apparently he's gonna tell his story sometime soon, so we'll see what happens there, I guess. But
I've got no problems with it. It's like, do we want our players to go out and be victims? Because we can do that if we want, but I don't want that for our players.
No. And we can't be sending that message out either, that a player is not allowed to defend themselves if they get attacked in the public. Like, every human deserves the right to defend themselves.
Yeah, like if I went up to him and gave him crap, I would expect him to pick me up and drop me on top of my head and kill me. And we can't have it where it's like that idiot that was going after Cameron Munster while he was playing the poker machine.
Yeah.
It's like we can't have that sort of environment cultivated because of the way the game looks at things like this.
No, because it'll only make matters worse for the players. That's it.
And how many times ever in like your whole lifetime have you ever heard of players properly going out and fucking up someone in the public? That like, this doesn't happen too often. There's a lot more violence against women from players, and I think the game tries to get on top of that when it can. But the only one I can really think of, you got Whiten. He did it last year.
Lodge and Packer, I guess.
Yeah, Packer went to jail for it.
Lodge must have been damn close.
He must have been very, very close. He's very lucky that he actually got back from the US, I reckon.
Yeah.
But it's not like the players are all going out and getting into fights all the time with the general public in clubs and stuff.
We've mentioned 3 out of 400 odd players that played this year.
Yeah.
So,
and I think if you're as big as him and someone smashes your teammate, guess what? I'm always angry.
You're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah. Everyone should just be like, oh shit.
There is another point here, and that is, why do Australians go to Bali?
I don't get it. I can't think of anywhere worse to go, hey?
There's only like 37 billion islands in the Pacific.
Mm.
Go to a different one. Seriously,
Okay.
what's the attraction to Bali?
Go to Hawaii. Hawaii's nice. Been there. Gonna go back.
Go to Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Cook Islands. Go anywhere. Go Vanuatu.
Go to
There's islands
Nauru.
everywhere. Yeah, go to Nauru. Go to Christmas Island.
Yeah. Beautiful facilities there. Modern.
Yeah. Go to Hamilton Island.
Ooh. Yeah.
Kangaroo Island.
You know what? I've been to
Stradbroke Island. Rugby Island. Go to any island. Just don't go to Bali.
Go to Pitcairn Island.
There you go.
Go to Ireland.
Go to the actual island.
Yeah, go to Ireland. It's great.
No one in Ireland knows anyone who plays rugby league. You go in there, you'd be scot-free. You'd all just be anonymous people there.
Go and have Guinness from the source and enjoy life, the life of the Irish. Eat heaps of potatoes.
Say top of the morning a lot.
Top of the morning, dear. I can't do a proper Irish accent.
There you go. But, yeah, go do something else. Don't go to Bali, jeez.
Bali, yeah. I can think of way
when
better.
there's a TV show, there was a TV show on Channel 7 a few years back about, the dramas that go on in Bali. I mean, if it's that notorious, avoid it.
Was it Bali where the guy got absolutely shit-faced and then Spartan kicked another dude off of a bike?
Probably, yes.
I think that was in Bali, hey?
I think it might have been.
And then he got hit by a car and he got up and walked it off. Actually, Bali sounds pretty cool now. Like, you go there, you're watching NRL players fight, you're seeing people doing acts of strength that are incredible. Maybe it is fun. Go boogie boarding.
Yeah, no. No. I just don't get the attraction of the joint.
No,
especially when you know that the Indonesian people and the community in Bali have been known from time to time to complain about the Australian tourists. So if even the locals don't want your tourist money, it's not going to be a good experience.
Yeah, I can't imagine going somewhere where they're like, oh man, another one of these arseholes.
Yeah. Just go somewhere else, fellas.
Yeah.
You're on enough money. You can go anywhere you want. Why go there? Go somewhere else.
That's the thing. Why are they going to the budget place?
I don't know.
On heaps. Go somewhere. Man, if I was going on an end-of-season trip and I was earning as much as these footy players, I'd be going somewhere awesome. Like, you could literally go to Monaco or something.
Yeah. Go somewhere brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go somewhere cheap, on a budget, where you can get drunk and nothing happens, I can take you to my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 20, maybe 30 people that live in the town centre.
Mm-hmm.
You can go up to the local golf course. There's an old shed up there. It's a bit run down, but you can go up there and just put a few kegs up there, a few slabs, and just put them away. There's no media there. No one knows how to get to the place. You'd be fine. You could even get a helicopter to come in and drop you off on the cricket ground and pick you up and take you back home. You don't even have to drive.
I tell you what, if you want a place that's a nice holiday destination, right, go to Canberra, right, but then keep going. I just wanted to say that.
Yes. I had a feeling that was coming.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Oh, well, look at that. That was a good episode. We've helped out the players in a big way there. We've helped out the NRL.
We just need help.
That's all we do. It's a massive public service.
Yeah, I think so too. And I just think people have this for the whole off season. We've actually got the World Nines coming up on Friday and Saturday. That'll be interesting. We've got a couple more interviews coming up. I'm trying to get an interview with somebody that fucked up a game of NRL. So that'll be interesting.
Paul Carriage. Is that what you're getting at?
Not Paul Carriage. Could you imagine? Let's try and get Paul Carriage on. Wouldn't that be cool?
And then talk about everything except for that one bad game.
That would be brilliant. Just not mention it.
Not mention it whatsoever.
You know what? If we could get an interview with Paul Carriage, right, I would literally write a legal document that would say we will not even mention that game.
Not even once in the slightest.
No.
Not even a hint of a suggestion we're going to go near it.
No.
We'll get to the whole talking about that whole final series and just say, how does it feel knowing that the rest of your team choked while you were playing your backside off for them?
That was
and they lost that game.
You know who he reminds me of? Clint Gutherson.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
No, you think about it. Doesn't he
harsh? A bit harsh on Paul.
Well, yeah, but he does. His playing style reminds me of Clint Gutherson. Never thought of that.
Sort of a utility back sort of player, not an out-and-out specialist in his role.
Yeah, not so much a first grader.
Yeah, that bit too.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, have we got any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Nadine. Shout out to Dr. Alan Pearce. He was fantastic earlier on today. If you haven't heard episode 92, go back and have a listen to it. It's a fantastic discussion about all things concussion and CTE. Shout out to James Smith. He was promoting our episode about the World Nines preview that we did a couple episodes back. So thank you to James for that.
Well, we seemingly are doing the only promotion for the World Nights at the moment.
I'm glad.
Is anyone else bothered?
I know. I'm glad they're paying us to do it as well. I've actually, you know what? We had a couple of reviews for the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, so I thought I'd read them out. So this one is titled Number One League Podcast. It's by Gadding378742. They said, here, let me open up the whole thing. They said, best league podcast out there by a country mile. Excellent commentary on matters that actually matter. Good mix of humour by the hosts by throwing in good old Aussie slang. Love it. And he said that in things he said, and I'm an ethnic. I don't know why he added that. Also, the perfect amount of sprinkling of other big-time sports, namely NBA, NFL, and cricket. It's the off-season, and I'm still hooked. The next one was from Luke Lost in Oz, and his one said, best cat consumption podcast on iTunes. With rugby league thrown in, what more can you ask for? So that was very nice.
Eating cats. Lovely.
Eating cats, yeah. So, yeah. And so they're the newest ones we've got.
I've got one more.
Oh, do we? I haven't seen it. Where?
One more.
Where is it?
It came in today.
Oh, it's not come up on my one.
And it's a 5-star rating, says from Stormfan79. Says you can be funny and smart.
Excellent. That one's not come up on my one. That's fantastic.
These guys are great. They pump out 1 million podcasts per week. The content is usually first rate, talking about anything from recent happenings in rugby league, history lessons, and even hypotheticals, like when League Freak was CEO for the day. Always good for a laugh, and definitely more informative than mainstream media. They love to get listeners involved and have done a few interactive live streams. Keep up the good work, lads. Got a dash. I'm a few episodes behind. Cheers, Mofo Stormfan.
Oh, Mofo Stormfan. Yeah, I know who that is. Thank you for that, Mofo. That's fantastic. Absolutely. Yeah, so anybody, please, you've got to give us them reviews, give us them 5-star ratings, whatever podcast and app you're using. It takes only about a minute and you're all done, and it helps us spread the word and get people listening. So anything you can do like that's fantastic.
Give you all a mention on the podcast as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Also want to give a shout out to Carsten Brummer.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there? There was someone that we forgot to mention last time, and I had a bit of a whinge about it. And I almost feel inclined to forget them again just for fun.
I thought it was Carsten Brummer.
It might have been. I can't remember. There's also Richard Cranium, Nadine, Arabella.
Mm-hmm. The starting block.
The starting block, absolutely. Samuel Bayliss.
Yes. He's a massive, massive supporter of ours. Retweets everything. It doesn't go unnoticed, Samuel, so thank you.
Absolute legend. And yeah, there's probably a few others. But aside from all of that, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at FergoFreakPod. All of the episodes are up on YouTube straight away, so you can get on to check them out. One last question I'd like to ask you, and I know the answer. Had any emails?
No, we haven't.
It's like a running joke, this bit. I like it.
I know. No emails. I actually did check before. No emails. What's the hell? We need more emails, people. Send them in.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on an email from you too, or Porto.
Yeah, damn it. Bastards. I had a Porto for dinner too. The other thing is I'm writing a lot more on my website, leaguefreak.com. So if people want to check that out, see what that's like when I'm actually writing, and chuck some comments on the articles too, because I'm on 713 comments on my articles, and it's been on 713 for a while, and it's pissing me off now. So go into an article and just write something nice. Be like, wow, that's a really good idea, or you write incredible stuff, League Freak.
Or be really, really cryptic and go to, like, say, 200 of his articles and just write a sentence, one word at a time across each article. So he's got to open up all 200 to find out what he actually said.
That's fucking annoying. Don't do that. Fucking write and fucking don't spam my website, you pricks.
It's a brilliant idea.
I'm too lazy to fucking edit it and all, so I'd probably leave it up, but yeah.
You would. That'd be fantastic. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll wrap this baby up. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Stay safe, everyone, and be kind to everyone you meet tomorrow.
There you go. And if you're out on the roads, keep left.
Yeah, always to the left.